to talk about is some of the context around the different ways that these principles can be applied to your full campaign. As you know, with Greenrope, you have the ability to set up a lot of different aspects of your lead nurturing strategy. Actually, they all really should be in there. And through Postalytics, we can execute a little bit on both the execution, the sending side, as well as the listening side for how to understand what your leads are doing and get them towards the bottom of your funnel. So visually here, you can see that the landing pages are often, sort of the digital version of some of these print pieces where we want to apply these same principles to those landing pages. And with that, of course, we want to make sure we have tracking, the campaign tracking set up. So with the campaign IDs that you can get from people who will be clicking both to your landing page and from your landing page once they're going to another page. Looking at the sign-up forms that you build and making sure that you use our personalization tools so that people see the ability to, they really see the personalized content for them. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. And of course, we want to use the marketing automation tools to our advantage. So we have the ways that we can listen for people doing things, so we can see when people hit certain minimum lead scores. We can see when people are opening emails, they're landing on particular pages. There are a lot of things that can trigger our workflows, and those workflows then can in turn do something. So we want to look at this strategically from the perspective of what do we want someone to do as they go down our customer journey and ultimately go to the point of becoming a conversion. So let's see if we can move here. There we go. So one of the things that we really recommend doing is taking some time to get to journeyflow.com. Journeyflow.com is a free tool that we have offered for people to use to help them do exactly what you see here. And what this is a visual tool to understand how you want people to go through their customer journey. And so through this, we can strategically look at the various different action points and decision points where people are going to be interacting with your brand. Some of these will be sending a print piece, some of them will be sending an email, and you can look to see if someone is opening or clicking on certain links on the email and then figure out what you want to do as a result. And through this contingency planning, you can automate this entire process. So what we want to do is look at it strategically with journeyflow.com, which is easy, of course. You'll log in and with your LinkedIn, and then you can save these, you can share them. But the idea is to take this visual representation of what the customer journey looks like and then translate that into a strategy that implements all of the tools that you saw earlier in this webinar. So
that's really cool, Lars. I haven't seen anything like that where you've got it up on the public web and anybody can use it.
Yep. It's a tool we offer to our users, but really anybody can use it. You can go in and because every business has a customer journey. You have to model the way all of your customers are going to be interacting with your brand and how they're going to move from one stage to the next. And at some point, you may just want to say, we'll call it quits. We're not going to follow up with them anymore, and that's where the little stop is. But until you reach that point, you want to continue to put as many different contingencies in place as possible. And a lot of those, you mentioned earlier about how traditionally print has been used for lead acquisition for the first time someone sees something. But when you put it in the middle of the funnel, it has a very powerful effect. And like you were talking before about trust and about the tactile response that you get from print. The fact that it's a different medium that stands out because people are sending less print means that it's a perfect thing to include at any stage of your funnel. Whether you're doing awareness, whether you're trying to get people to move down the funnel or to thank them for becoming a customer and then sending that print message to them. So we use it when we're able to get a customer's address as part of the sign-up process. When they sign up for a trial, we send them a postcard with useful, helpful information for them. And we measure how many of those that we get sent out and how many of those actually call to action.
Oh, that's great. And trust becomes even more important as you move down through the funnel, and you want to build on that trust and accentuate the value that you're placing on the relationship that you're developing. So this makes all the sense in the world, and then with our Postalytics Greenrope integration, we can drop postcards and letters right into these workflows.
Absolutely. And especially true, I mean, in our particular case, where we're talking about selling a CRM and a marketing automation platform, trust is very important because there's so much energy that goes into making this work. I mean, businesses have to know that they can rely on it. They have to know that it has all the features that they need, that they got all the support that they need. And the only way to really communicate that is through education. And sometimes people are better at reading emails. Sometimes people are better at reading things on socials. Sometimes people are better at reading video. And sometimes people are better at actually looking at something in their hands. And so I think the more bases that you cover, the more likely you are to interact with someone psychologically in a way that is more meaningful to them.